everybody.
You said you weren't going to say hello.
No, I did not say I was not going to say hello. I'm going to say hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
How was your day?
Great.
Yeah?
Full.
You know what today is?
Full. My day was full.
That means you're listening. Check. Love it. He's a listener.
Full.
I love my husband. He's a listener. So yesterday, what day was yesterday?
Sunday.
Sunday what?
Sunday after Saturday.
Right. Sunday after leap year Saturday.
Correct.
The day after February 29th this year became
March
what?
1st.
And what day is that?
The day before my son's half birthday.
That's right. So fine. Just ignore the fact that yesterday was March 1st and something else. But fine. I will not declare what it is, even though you have already owned the fact that you know what day it is. So happy half birthday, Alex.
Guilty.
I tagged him.
Guilty.
You know why I tagged him? I didn't only tag him because it's his half birthday, which I love celebrating.
Really?
You want to know why else?
Nope.
What did we finish just watching together?
An
episode of?
Somebody Feed Phil.
Okay. So, what did I say I wanted to name this episode?
Somebody Feed Robert.
And Holly.
Holly.
So, we watched what episode tonight? Where did they cover?
Argentina. Right? They were in Buenos Aires. Yes.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. I loved Evita. They talked about Evita. They talked about Perón.
They meet.
Let me tell you something. Watch this series.
This is the guy.
If you don't like food, don't watch a series. But by the way, if you don't like food, I give you permission to leave right now.
This is the guy that created
Everyone Loves Raymond.
Loves Raymond.
So what did he say? Wait, everyone loves... Wait a second. He said... What was he just said? Oh, my God. So first of all, he goes to so many great restaurants, but one of them is called Meshuggah. And he was eating gefilte fish, and they said, how do you describe gefilte fish? And I'm like, I don't know how someone could describe gefilte fish. I don't know. I love gefilte. Really? Do you like gefilte fish?
I do.
And you like horseradish, I know.
I do.
So wait a second. So then there was another restaurant that was called Nola, and it was a gastropub. Oh my God, it looked unbelievable. And we've been to Nola, and actually this person went from Italy to New Orleans to Buenos Aires with this cuisine. Let me tell you something. I'm mouth-watering right now. I had the most amazing dinner by this one. What, oh my goodness. Talk about, it is not about a recipe, baby.
We had a New Orleans...
we had a jambalaya. Yeah, it was a little too hot for me, but the chorizo, which they showed chorizo, and I love when I'm watching something.
No, but I didn't put chorizo in. That was andouille.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was chorizo.
No. Similar to chorizo.
So it was in the same family, but it was, so it was andouille and shrimp, jambalaya. Well, it was very good, except it was a little spicier for me.
I was going to add the mushrooms in that we got from Trader Joe's, the frozen.
Oh, we didn't. You had a little bit left.
I saved about it.
Because I finished, by the way, the ones that you made the first go around.
That were in the container.
Yeah, I just ate them. Okay, so Robert.
They weren't frozen though.
Robert, okay, let me just tell you something. You make creations. You bring soul to cooking. You really do. In your own way, and I'm going to tell you something. You have inspired your daughter. And your mother has inspired your daughter. And let me tell you something. I said to her last night, because she came with dinner last night. You made half and she made half. Mm-hmm. And I said to her, thank you so much. Your cooking is so delicious. I said, you really are, like your dad. You're an Ehrlich and you're a Sussman. And she's going to be a Sussman. And I love that. And she's you and your mom. She really is. She's been inspired without a doubt from your side of the family. I can take no credit for anything that has to do with cooking. But let me tell you something.
Just the eating part.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I love eating. And I love eating Robert's food, my mother-in-law's food, and my daughter's food. And by the way, my mother loves eating your food and anyone's food.
You're good at entertaining.
I like to be a hostess, right? So, first of all, like I said, I excuse anyone who doesn't love to eat. They can leave. Because I really do believe that people who love food and love to eat are my kind of people.
Yeah, I don't like people that don't like.
Well, I don't get it. And I got to say, we have friends. And that's the other thing, okay?
All of our friends like food.
Well, food and wine, right? So, and Alex opens up
Not
a delicious...
necessarily in that order.
Oh, my goodness. Alex opens up the most... Robert, your dad, his dad, opened up the most delicious bottle of Pinot Noir tonight. But he's been opening up... He got a few bottles that he really enjoyed buying and sharing with us. Wow. But I'll tell you, on somebody...
We require it of our roommates.
That's true. So, I think food brings people together. It's like that magic ingredient that brings people together. And I think that there's something very passionate about food. And I have to say, when we go out with our friends, we always talk about what cuisine, and it could be Italian, which is the favorite. It could be Spanish. It could be Peruvian. It could be Mexican. It could be Afghan. Mediterranean, Turkish,
Ethiopian,
Greek, Thai, Chinese, Indian, Japanese sushi. Oh my goodness, we could go on and on and on. Well, let me tell you, when we watch
hot pot,
well, that's not my thing, and you know I'm not a buffet person, but
Malaysian.
I have to say, some of what we watched tonight of Buenos Aires was mouthwatering. It was so unique and such an experience. My quote in tonight was, what was my quote? Oh, food is our common ground, a universal experience. And that was by James Beard. There's another quote by Virginia Woolf. And it says,
I'm not afraid.
I love
of
quotes,
her.
right? Wait, listen.
Not afraid of her. Just going on
What
record.
are you talking about? About what?
Go ahead. Who's that quote?
Oh, Virginia Woolf. Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Not me.
I love you. Okay.
I'm not afraid of her.
One cannot think well, sleep well, live well, if has not dined well.
Ah.
Uh-huh. Wait, I have another one.
Go for it.
I have one more. George Bernard Shaw.
Love George.
That's a good quote, right? There is no sincere love than
like Chateaubriand.
The love of food. And I have to say, when good food is shared with my family and friends, I think about so many different, the grill, like even just talking about the grill, like, and Elliot, by the way, loves your food. You know that, right? Like, loves your food. So we were talking about, well, first of all, our friend Martha loves food. Jeff and Lynn love food. Really, Michelle and Tim. All of the, they all enjoy.
Heidi and Rob.
Oh my God, Heidi and Rob.
Rob
Susanna
Mark.
Many
cuisine.
Susanna Mark. They were in the Deli Man. That is a whole genre of food. And it's interesting because Rob, I love when Alex tells us when he was in Israel, he had hummus, right? And I will tell you, in Buenos Aires, they just showed the most delicious meats that looked so extraordinary. And the other thing is just, I at the end of the day, it's about people.
They call it pastrami.
What? What do they call pastrami? What are you talking about?
Well, that's, you talk about eating and food. That picture that I'm looking at right now on the wall, that is probably one of my all-time favorite photographs of you and Lindsay
at the
together.
Brooklyn Diner in the city.
Eating.
Oh my goodness. And then, oh my goodness, it's a great shot. Should we show it?
Stacy
Can we show it?
I think.
I'm going to show it.
I think Stacy took it.
She did because she was the one we were eating with across the way. So we will.
Let me
go ahead.
hold it.
You do it. Okay. It's
So
a little glare. There's
this is
me and Lindsay as a little child at the Brooklyn Diner in New York City. And Stacy, thank you so much, took this photo of the two of us eating our breakfast.
Yeah.
It really is a great shot.
It really is one of my favorite
So nice.
photographs.
It's so nice. Okay, so I'm going. So Alex, right? Okay, so Alex loves food, but Alex came home from Italy and he actually knows.
Yeah, he knows everything now that he came home from Italy.
What?
He knows everything now that he was.
Well, he had a lot of really delicious food.
He timed it. He timed out his trip to Italy quite well.
Yeah, he did.
Considering that 3 weeks later, Kayla needs to come home.
So he did come home. These are not them. I've already finished them, but he did come home with some Italian gummy bears. Haribo.
But it was all in Italian.
It was. And I actually took a picture of it, right? Now, this is one of Robert's favorite foods. If you want to, it's a corn, also a corn syrup classic.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay. So, this is just, I don't know if you'd call these a food group, but it is something that we really like, and that's hence the sugar part of Robert's description. And we won't eat while on this episode. But I would like you to share what you possibly had for dinner tonight, a recipe you love, perhaps a place that you traveled to, that you had something that was so memorable and so delicious and so indescribable, but I want you to describe it. How about that? Is that possible?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a
What's
fair...
up, Billy? I wasn't supposed to say
Oh! We were going to say...
I haven't seen him in a while.
You
I said that.
lose.
I didn't say I wasn't going to say hello. You said you weren't going to say hello.
That's true. Well, you know I say hello to everybody, but I'm not calling out names at the moment because I'm trying to stay on topic.
Was it tough for you?
No, not if I put my mind to it, no.
I don't believe you.
No. So the other show we love, there's been a number of food shows that we have enjoyed over the years. I will say I used to enjoy watching The Chew, which I did have an appearance on not too long ago.
What was one of the? Do you remember one of
5 years ago?
Do you remember one of the? Do you remember one of the first shows we watched on what is now the Food Channel?
How to Boil Water.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't it called How to Boil Water? First of all, I thought that show was so perfect for me because it really.
Do you remember the guy's name?
No.
I don't either.
Oh. So I'll tell you something. Robert remembers when he met me that he saw me with an index card on how to make a chicken. I never made a chicken still to this day. What I will tell you is I do know how to boil water and I do know how to make pasta. I also know how to make scrambled eggs. And I also know how to make mommy toast. What's mommy toast, you may ask? Well, it's really kind of a combination of an egg on a French toast. Oh, I make a delicious challah French toast and, of course, a plain one. But why would anyone buy anything other than challah bread for French toast? It is delicious with a little jelly, a little butter. By the way, I'm getting hungry even though I had the most delicious dinner tonight. I know I'm rambling and raving and ranting, but it's okay because it's about food. Food, food, food. Food is so good. Now, everything in moderation, people. You can taste it all tonight.
Not everything.
He criticizes me for being a 0 or 10. Well, when it comes to some things, he is a 10.
Stop.
Why?
Because you're making up stories.
I am not. I'm telling the truth. So anyways, we promised to come to you live every day. I love talking about food. I go on and
Holly
on
was very
and
tired.
on.
She was
I didn't want to even go. No, but I pushed myself. And what is my favorite thing to make?
Food-wise?
Yeah. You know.
Salad.
Yeah. I'm really good at salad. And by the way, I love Martha is an amazing cook. And actually, oh my goodness. And I think my Margie and your mother would have like a Mandelbrot cook-off. I have to tell you, there was even a dish tonight that looked like I said, right, the Chinese cabbage, and then there was a whole bunch of other stuff going on it as a salad. I love salad, and it's so good for you. But just as much as I love salad, I love cheese. They showed a pizza. Wait, I got to finish on this one. This is crazy. Well, pizza's universal, without a doubt. They showed a pizza that had no red sauce on it, right? And it looked like the ooeyest, gooeyest, cheesiest piece of whatever pizza. Well, Phil was not happy with the napkins. And they were like blotters, like oil blotters. They weren't napkins. You didn't see that part. And it was like...
He couldn't wipe his mouth?
It was... No, it just wasn't soft, like an absorbent napkin as we know it. It was like one of those oil blotter sheets.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Right? The grease from the cheese. He was not happy with the napkin.
Okay.
But... And he also, and this is not related, we could talk about dancing another night, but he did learn how to do the tango, and he was a little awkward at first.
He was wearing the wrong shoes, first of all.
He was wearing, like, what
I don't know what those
are like special. No, I think you know
Those
that
are
you know that
orthopedic
shoe.
shoes
Yeah, but
and-
I think that you know the shoe. There's a custom shoe store in the mall.
The walking store.
That's what it looked like. They look like very expensive walking shoes because he's
They
traveling.
weren't dancing
But he's
shoes.
traveling the world. But anyways, he's dancing with this hot woman and doing the tango. And at first he was really, like his parents loved watching him. I love that part of it too. And I have to say there's something about being Jewish and him kind of his connection to it, but yet in a very easy, cool way. You know? I mean, that was so cool, a restaurant called Meshuggah. Like came from Israel.
Which means crazy in Yiddish.
And thank you for that definition. So everybody,
For those of you who were trying to use Google Translate.
well, do you know how to spell Meshuggah?
Not even close.
I do.
I can give you an M.
I do.
And
And
ending
an
with
E,
an A.
and an S, and an H, and a U, and a G. UNAH. Meshuggah! But that's not how it's spelled for the restaurant. Should you be going to Buenos Aires in the next near future?
Anytime.
Anytime.
Well, they won't be changing the
gonna get
spelling.
there? So,
They won't be
trivia.
changing
If I ever
the
ask you,
spelling.
and I might ask you this in a few months from now.
Yes, we're going to be quizzing you quarterly to see if you've been following along.
Why shouldn't we?
Okay, great.
Jeopardy does that.
We will.
My first
We will
boss.
quiz. We will quiz
Listen to me.
people.
My first boss was Mr. Manuel Davidson, and he was from Argentina. And he was, I used to remember putting the checks in order. Like, you know,
That
you
was your
get
job?
from the, that was one job that I had, yes. That was a job. It was a manual job.
Were you
okay?
were you in
So it was
charge of the microfiche?
it makes me think of Seinfeld. It was an export department of automotive parts.
Remember the key punch operators?
Yes.
They used to make the key punch cards.
Like on Mrs. Maisel, no?
Used to type on the key punch cards, and they used to take them to the key punch machine and load them into the key punch machine.
You saw
and
that
that's
happen?
how the stock trades would happen.
You saw that happen. That was your...
Yeah.
When
Watch
you
the
visited
key
your dad.
punch operators.
So I will tell you that so Lindsay had
Holly just
Lindsay
swallowed her tongue.
Lindsay had a mandel bread experience with your mom. She showed her how she makes her special mandel bread, which Carmine today calls biscotti.
And
which
par
is it
for the
is.
course, my mother messed up one batch of the recipe.
Don't say that. It's not nice. She didn't mean to. She just put.
No, but she
there's a
always.
confusion between baking soda and baking powder.
My mother will inevitably, for each and every holiday, have to re-prepare one dish.
Okay, Robert.
Because
Don't knock, okay? That's what she can. She gets so
I'm
annoyed
not
with you.
knocking. I'm
But
just
what
relating
did Alex
the
ask her?
story.
What did Alex ask her to make?
It's like her signature.
What did Alex ask that he would like to learn how to cook from your mother yesterday?
Brisket. I don't
And
know
he said
why.
not one. There was like one version she
She has
doesn't
a
like.
couple of versions.
Okay, so
The sweet and sour.
so she started saying how her mother did it. Well, I thought that was so nice to learn.
That's fine.
Did you know that how her mother did it? How her mother cooked it on the stovetop, the whole thing? But your mother doesn't?
Because let me tell you something,
Go
okay?
ahead.
She left out a very important part of the story,
Go ahead.
okay? My grandmother, Esther, whose picture is on the other side of that wall over there.
Should I get that
She
photo?
used to,
Let me get that.
okay? She was a chain smoker, okay? She was a chain smoker. And it was always a joke because my mother was unable to duplicate my grandmother's recipe where she used to make the brisket on the stovetop.
That's what I just said.
Okay. But what my mother failed to relate in the story at lunch yesterday was that we all felt that the secret ingredient that made my grandmother's
Brisket her
brisket was that the ashes, the cigarette ashes, used to fall into the
You
brisket.
think so?
Absolutely.
So, can you show everybody your grandmother?
So
I think your mother looks like both of them.
So this is my nanny Esther and my grandpa Harry.
They look
This
great.
was probably about 2 years
Go
or
to
so
your
before
face.
she died.
You look like them.
I do.
Yeah, because you look like your mother. I wish we used a combination of them.
So
Look,
Grandpa
you look like, just like your
Harry
grandfather
and,
right there.
and Nanny Esther, right? This was This was actually, I think, at my cousin Sherry's bat mitzvah, I want to say.
So you loved your grandmother's cooking.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time at these grandparents' house almost every Saturday night growing up. Almost every Saturday night. And
I wish I knew them.
And the Saturday night ritual, I think I've told this before, was, 9 o'clock at night, we'd get in the car and we'd drive to the bagel place and we'd get a dozen steaming hot bagels, right, in a big brown bag, and I would sit in the back seat in the middle, right, between my nanny and grandpa. I'd sit in the middle. I guess my sister was there.
You would think.
And I'd be holding the bag. No, they would give me a bagel to eat that point, hot bagel. And also on Saturday night. This was
Saturday night. Your parents went out?
Yeah. And we would sleep over.
That's nice.
Almost every weekend. Uh-huh. And we'd also get the Sunday Daily News at that point.
I used to love doing that.
Which...
The comics.
We would read the comics. So Dondi was always on the cover, or was it Dick Tracy?
Yeah.
I think it was Dick Tracy on the front, Dondi on the back. All the time. But the comics would wrap the paper.
Yeah.
That's how the paper came.
The best was when it
wrapped
came
on
out
Sundays.
Saturday night, because it was like around 10 o'clock.
It was late.
It was late.
It was at least 9 o'clock at night.
And the bagel place is open.
Go to the bagel. Yeah. Bagel place, I think, was open 24 hours.
And then you had them for the morning.
And then we had the bagels for the morning.
Yeah. So we're going to end on the bagels, because you know what? I don't think there's anything better to end on than a bagel.
But just having that hot bagel, eating it plain. Just a plain bagel, plain.
With New York water, but New York water, baby.
Hot.
It's a New York
brown
bagel.
Paper bag, and I
There's
would hold the brown paper bag and feel the warmth from the bag
and it was,
of bagels, of hot bagels.
Like, that was love. Love.
Not buckled.
We don't even eat. We don't even eat bagels. We don't even eat bagels like we used to. I know you had a bagel yesterday. Your son bought you one. Right. We love you all. We wish you an amazing evening. We wish you many hot bagels. And anyone who's coming on now and wants to get excited about food, and we do shout outs to our friends and family that we know how much they love food like we do. Wait till I do my Hamantaschen shout out. Yeah, we know who gets that shout out. You're not going to give it early? LS? No? Well, I've been bugging her. It is the best of that cookie ever. I don't want anybody asking. I don't know. I'm sure Lindsay's hoping she's on the list this year. She doesn't live with us. Too bad. Oh, boy. Too bad. Okay, listen. Desserts and cookies are a food group. And there is lots of talent when it comes to that baking. So go watch Somebody Feeding Phil. Somebody Feed Phil. And then the other show we like is Netflix. The Chef. Right? The Chef. John Favreau. Yes, who is an actor / cook. Chef, cook, food aficionado. Okay. And stay tuned. You never know when there's going to be a cooking show from yours truly, yours truly. We don't have, until we move. Your mother. We don't have a kitchen conducive. Do you like some of the kitchens we've seen? I do. I think about that, Do you? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's going to be for another episode. We wish you the best night ever, and just enjoy your food. No, I wish you the second best night ever. I hope tomorrow night's the best night ever. Oh, something to look forward to. Bye, everyone. That was so good.